Okay, now, can we continue?
Yes.
That does not mean what. Now, what we need, now, do you understand to this level?
Yes.
Now, don't forget that this one will repeat what is in, and this one just like what I've explained here. Do you get me right?
Yes.
Now, what you need to do now is that, you have 2. You have 2 as a constant. Now, just repeat that 2. You have nothing to do with the 2. Do you get me right? You repeat, you spread it across. Now, once you finish, you will now add up everything that is here. Now, it means minus 3 minus 12, and what will be what? Minus 10. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, this one will be what? Minus 4. Hope you are not lost.
No.
Now, this one will be what? Minus what? Are you sure? It will be 0 now.
0.
Now, what next will be what?
2.
What next will be what?
1. I think it's 0.
2.
Wait, 2.
2.
Minus 1 plus.
Say
2.
2.
Oh, it's
1 minus
This one
1
will
0
cancel
then
it.
that.
okay.
What will be next will be what?
Wait, oh.
Eronu. Think.
0
What will be next is what?
minus 4.
Minus 4. That's my problem. Now, can you see that what is missing? Once you fill this table, you have a what? 3 mark from your wife. Now, what are the missing things? 10 minus 10 is missing. Are you with me? What next is what? What else is missing? 0 is missing. What else is missing?
2.
2. What else is
And
missing?
0.
Is 0. Now, it means you have your complete what? Mark. That is what you are required to do there. That is the 1A. The second one you are asked to also do. I'm coming on. I'm looking for the question. Now, use the scale. Now, this question is having direction. Is having what? Direction. Some question, they won't give you scale to use. Do you get me now? Now, last time I've shown you how to plot graph. And I think the more should understand graph now. And anybody watching us that does not understand graph should try to view simultaneous graph. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think with your notes, what I explained that day, and I've told you that graph is just like 10 O's, Abby, and you have O's to a centimeter and the unit. Okay, can I rub this table?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yes, you can.
Okay, now, as you are writing, there are 2 types of quadratic graph. There are 2 types of quadratic graph. We are right. There are 2 types of quadratic graph. Let me quickly explain that part to you so that you understand everything about quadratic. There are 2 types of quadratic graph. One is maximum, and the other one is minimum. Or you can call it positive and or negative. And negative. Now, look at it. This is being determined by the coefficient of s squared. By the coefficient of s squared. For instance, if s squared is attached to minus,
By the coefficient of
s squared. We hope you know what I mean by s squared. This is s squared. Do you get it now?
Yes.
Now, I now say that, for instance, if s is attached to minus, do you get me now?
Yeah.
Okay, Lola, are you there? If s is attached to minus, then it will be what? Positive or maximum graph. Now, this is how it always be. That is will be a cap. What do I call it? Cap. English language, we use cap. Now, if another condition too, if s squared does not attach to minus, like a number is there without no minus, do you get now? Which is, call it positive integer. What do I call it?
positive integer.
Now, since if it is positive integer or does not affect attached to
You
minus.
said if x squared is not attached to
minus, which also I use a word mathematics language which is positive integers. Do you get me now? It will be what? Minimum or negative graph. which it will be like this. That will be cup. What I call it? Cup. Now let me quickly explain one logic for you. Show. Look at the logic.
So
Now,
I know they call it U parabola or any.
no, parabola. Don't worry. You are going far. Don't mention parabola. You are moving to another one. Now look at this. The turning point here, it will be negative. Do you get me right? The turning point here, it will be what? Positive. Now, the turning point determines the what? The nature of the what? Of the graph. Do you get me right? Are you getting what I'm saying now? And for the information, for those, if you have your table like this, look at this thing now. Now, this is your turning point, which is called what? Minimum. Do you get me right? Just write the value of x here. Now, this place, we call it root. What do I call it? Root. And what? Root. Now, root 1, root 2. It means when you solve your quadratic equation, x equals to something or x equals to what? Something. It means something which is can be minus a,
or
and this
plus
one will
A.
or
A.
A. Do you get me now? Can you say that? Now, Lola, when you plot your graph finish, any of them you have, this whatever you have here, when the thing cut off the what? X axis. When it cut off what? X axis. That place is known as what? Roots. At that point of intersection. Do you get me now? It's known as what? Why do I ask you? It's known as what? Root. Now, root A, root B. Do you get me right? Now, why this one will tell us the nature of the what? Maybe it's what? Maximum or minimum. Likewise here, when you have it this way also, the same thing. Do you get me now? Root A, root B. It means x equals to something, x equals to something. Why this one is telling us that what is minimum? Maximum. And I've told you now. This type of, who can tell me the question you are relating with presently? What type of graph is it? It will form
Maximum.
maximum. Why is it maximum?
Because majority of the kidney are in L minus. S squared has minus.
Thank you. X squared has minus. Thank you. X squared has minus. Hope you are you enjoying the class?
Yes.
Okay. Please, that explanation is very clear to you guys. Now, okay, can I rub the table now? This table is what we need. I've shown you last time when we are dealing with quadratic equation, how to plot graph, right? Now, what you just need now, number B now. This is number A, 10A, 10B. 10B, you want to plot the graph. Where is that 10B? Okay. Now use your scale of 2 centimeters represent. The man said use your scale of 2 centimeters to represent something. 2 centimeters to 2 units. To 1 unit on x axis, and 2 centimeters to 2 units. You have it here, there,
No.
2 units on y axis. Now look at this. I think I've explained axis last time. Abi? Now this scale, please make sure you write it on your graph. And I've told you where to position it. Abi?
Yes.
One edge of the graph. Now this table, this one is only one table. Do you get me now? What you just do is that put that table on what? On maybe upper part, or do you get me now, of the graph. Now when you are plotting your graph, your direction is there, and your marker, whoever is marking it, will really emphasize on this thing. Now 2 centimeters, it means two buses make a what? Unit. I've explained how to count the unit that day. Now, but this one I'm sketching anyway. Sorry for that. I'm not with my board. Now this one will be your what? Y axis. This one will be what? X axis. Now we normally put this one minus x minus y. Do you get me now? And I've told you that this is your real axis. This is your what? Imaginary axis. And you can see how the table predicts it, right? Now what you just do, this is your origin. We call this origin. Do you get me now? I told last time that don't just pick up your ruler and start plotting anyhow. Do you get me now? Your number will determine where the line will fall. I think we did that last time. Yes. If you have not watched our what's more this thing, elimination simultaneous graph, do so. Now, the first thing I will do is that I will have minus 3. Now, these 2 centimeters will take you a step when you're plotting your graph. Minus 2, minus 1 is 0, 1, 2, 3. Is that 3? That is 3 highest. Now, 3. Now, the next thing I will do is, don't look at this thing. Very, very important. The lowest is what?
Minus 10.
And the highest is what?
Minus 4. Sorry.
2 is the highest. Now, it means everything. I think this one is this man has helped you. Do you get me now? It means 2 centimeters represent what? It means I'll be starting from the end of the graph, down part of the graph. Are you with me now? Please take note of this, to really fresh your mark if you can do it very well. And make sure you go with your sharp pencil. Very sharp. Now, don't start from 0. Start from the what? The least number. The least number is not 0. The least number is what? Minus 10. Just start from here. Minus 10. You are counting 2 centimeters. Don't forget. You know about 2 centimeters. Minus 8.
Minus 6.
Minus 6.
Minus 4.
Minus 4.
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Minus 1. Are you with me? I mean, yes now.
No, 2 centimeters to 1 unit.
2 centimeters to 2 units.
Okay, 2 centimeters to 2 units. Sorry. Okay. Now, minus 10. Abi?
Minus 8.
Minus 8.
Minus 6.
Minus 6.
Minus 4.
Minus 4.
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Now, is 0. Please, on your graph, don't do what Mr. Lily is doing. Now, once you press this, when you have 0, point it. That's where you place your ruler. You now bring up, where's my that ruler? What's our lab book? Now, on your graph book, this is how it will come. Now, when you have that 0, just pick up your watch and what? And draw.
Draw a straight line.
Just draw a straight line from the base. Do you get me now?
To the end.
To the end. Now, it will tell you, you won't waste much space, one, and you have a balanced what? Graph. Sheon, are you with me now? I want to see your AO. I'm not only a student that they will not pass. Actually, I mean it. And my students there, after their exam, we are always close. You should know. Abi, so that you should know. We are always very close. Okay. Okay, anyway, can we write down?
Yes.
Now, I will now continue. We are counting 2 centimeters on 2 units. Abi, 2, 4. I think the rest is not necessary. But this is what you need. Now, let's plot now. When my S is minus 3, what happened to your Y?
It is minus 10.
Minus 10. Now, it means they meet somewhere here. Are you with me, right?
Yeah.
Now, your graph, you can use a small cross. Do you get me, right? Now, when your S is minus 2, what happens to your Y?
Minus 4.
Minus 4. Minus 2, minus 4. They meet somewhere here. Do you get me, right?
Yes.
Now, graph will give you a perfect. Do you get me now? Now, graph, those lines, hope you know those lines, they are running, they call it Cartesian plane. What do I call it? Cartesian plane. Now, move on to the next one. When S is minus 1, what happens to your Y?
0.
0. It means 0. It means one of the root is what?
On the
The root, the rounded this is already a root.
Oh, yeah.
This is already, because I was telling you that time that when the value cross over, that is the root. Let's continue. What next? When is 0 is in what? 2. When is 1 is what? 2. When is 2 is what?
0.
It means another root. Thank you. Another root. Now, when is 3 is in what?
Minus 4.
When is 3 is in minus 4. Now, when you are writing your exam, I'm begging you, go along with what? French curve. What do I call it?
French curve.
Now, French curve, when I was like you, when I was in secondary school, during 2009, I don't forget the year. Now, my teacher, which is Mr. Jai, taught us how to use a broom. Is that the same thing now?
Yes.
The man
They
taught
didn't
us
teach us, but they said we should be using it.
the man taught us how to use broom. But French curve will do better. Far better. Now, French curve, there are different curves there. Do you get it now? You will just look for the one that will match this. Do you get it now? It must be curve. There is between curve and straight line. For your information, curve means on straight line. Do you get me? Which is an arc. Why straight line is shortest distance between 2 points. Now, this is just like a curve. Can you see? 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 Now, on your graph, it will be better to define. This is a sketching. Now, by so doing this, I've acquired what? Quadratic graph. What type of graph is this?
This is this is a maximum
or positive graph.
A maximum positive graph. Now, what are your roots? Roots are what? S equals to what? -1. And S equals to what? 2. That's all. Now, look at the things they will be asking you from the question. And
I never knew how to get
now,
so that I used to see them trace.
okay, now we have plotted the graph, which is number 2. Once you have this and it's very neat, you have your full mark. Why it's very easy to pass?
Sometimes 6.
Now, once you have this, you have your full mark. Now, C of that question asks for, I'm coming out. From the graph, find the maximum value of y. What is the maximum value of y?
2.
God bless you. Maximum value of y is what?
2.
It's 2. God bless you. Do you get me now? Now, the next, okay, that one is, it means you have your 2 mark here. Y could mark you, 2 mark. Now, move on to the next one. Can we move on? Can we move on? Are you learning, my girl?
Yes.
Now, what next? Okay, the root of the graph. What is the root of the graph?
1 minus 1 and
thank you, -1. But make sure everything you are doing, don't do it other part of the graph. Do it inside on the graph. See, this is your graph book. This is your graph book. Now, there are space here, there are space there. The space of upper, you can use it for what? Table and scale. Now, just write at the down part. Do you get now? With your pencil. Write it with your handwriting. Maximum value. What is the maximum value?
2.
Root.
X minus 1 times 2.
Thank you. Make sure everything you are to do being present on the graph. Okay, move on to the next one. Okay. The gradient, look at this. Now, I want to ask number 3. The gradient of the curve, x equals to, the gradient of the curve, please write this one. The gradient of the curve, x equals to, let me quickly explain. Sorry, I'll mind to explain gradient here. Now, when you hear a word gradient, what do I call it? Gradient, what do I call it?
Gradient.
Gradient. Now, gradient is under coordinate geometry, right? Do you get it right? Mm-hmm. Now, we call it slope, and this thing gives birth to the YDS, calculus. What do I call it? Calculus. Now, can we write on?
Yes.
Now, my gradient, it's always in my own way. I can use M. In advanced mathematics, we use M. And why is it M? Y equals to mx plus c. This is the M we're talking about. Now, my gradient is always equals to, you can call it slope. My gradient equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Very, very important. The man now asks you, look at what the man now said. The man said that what? When x equals to minus 10, I mean minus 0.5. What happened to my hand? Now, minus 0. Now, look at this. Look at what you do. Minus is 0.5.
Is it from the question?
Yes, from the question. This number I was giving us from the system. Now, you go to your graph. What is it?
Go to your graph.
You go to your graph. Where is your graph? This is your graph. Now, your graph will be very perfect. This is a sketching, right? Now, you will now move on by having minus 0. What? X equals to minus 0.5. Now, 0.5 will be somewhere here. Now, 2 centimeters represent what you are doing. It means 5.
0.5 is from the book.
Please, all these things, please
Okay,
put
sir,
on.
I want to ask you, have they given us the gradients in the book, or where did they get the gradients from?
The gradient is from the question now.
Show us
That
the
X.
gradients.
Yes, X equals to this. But
It's
this
in
formula,
the
you will know it. This formula,
Yeah, that formula.
you
Y2,
have it.
Y1.
You have to have it in your brain. Say you have it in your brain.
We have it in our
Uh-huh. Now, this your gradient is predicted from the what? From the question. Now, I'm not telling you how to. All what you have to do as far as the its graph must be on the graph. If at all, you get must be on the what graph. Now you now come here. This is -5. Now when x is equals to -5, gradient. Do you get me right? You now move on by having okay. This is minus x. Now, we move on. You can move like this. See, my own, your own. Use your pencil and make a what broken lines and come like this. Dollar, are you with me?
Yes.
Now this will be what x1. Chen Bobby.
Yes.
This will be what
X2.
I mean y1.
Y1. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, super fun.
Now listen to me, though. Listen to me. This one, do you get me right? This one and this one, do you get me? That is your gradient. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Are you lost?
No.
No, thank you. I'm not lost. That's just it.
Finish.
That's all. But make sure you make use of a very sharp pencil. Now what did I do? I drag down, I drag up, and make the line to touch the what? The curve. And when it touch from one, we return it to what? To what? Y. Say Y.
Is there no y to x?
But after they used to solve it, Abby.
Yes. But this one is only 1 point given to us. It's only 1 point given.
Well, I thought we used to find the points now.
That's what I was thinking.
The one
No,
very
see,
straight
in
line.
your see, if you finish doing it, but don't go without doing this. This is more important. It's more important than the value you want to
If
present.
they ask us to just do it.
Now, this is formula for gradient. But if something like this one is only 1 point, right? See, I told you last time that this is a coordinate, is a coordinate, is a coordinate, is a coordinate. It means a coordinate means what? Translation between x and y. Sharing bomb. That's what is called equation. Now, if the man asks you x equals to this, it's only one coordinate. What do I call it?
One coordinate.
One coordinate. It means one coordinate generates a what? A point. Now, what you just do, you drag up, touch the curve, and drag. Make sure you make sure. Are you with me?
Yes.
Make sure it shows very what? Well, now you now say that what? Gradient under your graph. Gradient, sharing bomb.
Yes.
Gradient s equals to what?
0.5 minus
Now
0.5.
we should carry y equals to what? Can you y?
One.
I don't know, but
We'll check it on the graph.
graph will give you. Now whatever you have here is a what? Why not? Why one? That is all gradient. It means you have a full mark. Forget to only she graph that there are no exam and to do like try your best. Oh, you need F9. Oh, you need D7. You can't have F9. You can't have D7. At least you will rock C5 or C6. Do you get me right?
Yes.
Please, are you there now?
Yes.
Now, any question on the quadratic graph? Now, all
What
what
is
I've told
equals
you.
y equals to mx plus c.
I'm sorry, man. Be mind that brain here. Sorry, I'm sorry for that.
It's for that man, so who mind this man?
Sorry, you call it mathematics. That's why I say math for maths. Okay, now that is all about graph. I think by now you should all okay with graph. Please make sure you practice.
Yes.
Make sure you practice.
How will I enjoy this graph?
You can sketch it, but
sketch
when you
them.
get to your graph, you
This
turn
is
it back.
Farabalẹ̀.
Have you stopped your video?
No. What again? What? I want to be expecting your question.
No, don't worry, when you finish.
Okay.